right here in the Caribbean.
Yeah, this is the vulva now. Now, it may be, it may catch you off guard, especially if you never really took the time to consider this. But the concept of the male and the female reproductive system is a very old science. It is nothing sick, it's not X-rated, it's not queer, nothing like that. It is because of today's culture that we have all been dipped into, that when you start to have conversation about the male phallic, the male penis, and the woman vulva, reproductive system, people want to cover the eyes, the mouth, and the ears, and no, don't talk to me about that and all that.
Embarrassed, huh?
Real sex education. So in Rome now, in St. Peter's Square, you see they have the obelisk, the tekenu, the obelisk. You see it standing up. That is really the symbol of the phallic, because in ancient time, the whole aspect of the male and the female reproductive system, again, was a science. So this is why even when you read in the Bible, Revelation 12, it talk about there was a woman in the heavens and she was clothed with the sun and the moon was under her feet and there was a crown on her head of 12 stars, and she was traveling, she was in travail, ready to bring forth a man-child who was to rule the heavens and all of that, That's the heavens, that's the stars. The vulva represents the woman giving birth to the man-child. So this is why now, right here, if you stand here, you may not be seeing it now. But when we pass through this forest of bushes here, on the other side, there's the male phallic. And the male phallic, if you could stand up on the male phallic and look straight down here like if you're watching the sunset, it looks like if it's setting right between the vulva. Yeah, right between the vulva here. You understand what I'm saying? So it was designed like that. The sun itself is a fertility symbol. It has to do with life. The sun does bring fertility. That's why during the time of Easter, you see there's this strong significance in the sun. One voice. Because Easter now has a lot to do with resurrection, has a lot to do with life, the sun. So everything here has to do with the sun. Antigua is called Sun City. That's what they refer to it as, Sun City. The 365 beaches are well aligned with the 365 days that the sun has in its annum. We have a sun in our flag, and you understand, which is something unique. You don't see countries with suns in the flag, only maybe Japan and one or two others, but in the Caribbean it's we're the one, Sun City, the sun in our flag. So this is a sun hill, this is a sun temple,
Coyote Basto, Caribbean Federation. Yeah, let it rain, let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. Power of the Trinity, universal consciousness. The Memphis kiddos, universal spirit, one and the same, one and the same. Don't you dare make religion drives you insane. Go before us and cleanse our path. And those who set traps, burn their dirty heart. Give us life, protect us from the wicked. Keep us far from death, Jah, do it quick. Wise mind, highlight, seek out and you'll find. Ask and you will get it in time. Don't be like those who rush the brush and get real.
The phallic stone and the vulva. The phallic is symbolic of the penis. It is an ancient symbol. The phallic can be seen in the obelisk. When you look internationally, you see the Tekken, again also referred to as the obelisk, in places like St. Peter's Square in Rome. The Washington Monument is also an obelisk, and there are other obelisks that you will find in different parts of the United States and Canada, some of which were literally taken from Africa and some are just replicas. The obelisks or the Tekkens of Aksum, Ethiopia are slightly different to the obelisks that you find in Kemet. Those in Aksum, Ethiopia are very similar to the skyscrapers that you find in most metropolises. The Tekken or the obelisk is symbolic of the phallic. But in Antigua, we have the phallic in stone. When you observe our phallic rock, you'll notice, yes, it's similar to the obelisk, but it looks exactly like a standing erect penis from all angles. That is why I would say the penis of Geb is right here in Antigua. Several years ago,
give thanks for your presence with us once again. Honorable Priest Isaac here. You have now stepped into the tiger's nest, and we are going to continue with our highlighting of Green Castle Hill, and of course our winter solstice experience, which is scheduled for this year 2018, the 21st and the 23rd day of December. Where will you be on the planet? Will you be in the cold, shivering, waiting for Frosty the Snowman and Santa Claus and Rudolph? They ain't coming. They ain't coming. So it is better that you come down to the sunny Caribbean. It is better that you visit me here in Antigua, in the nation of Antigua and Barbuda. Why? Because we will be spending the winter solstice, the 21st and the 23rd. We will be hiking to Green Castle Hill. That's December 2018. You got to keep in mind that Green Castle Hill was created in a mystic way, wherein the megaliths on Green Castle Hill literally align with the movements of the heavens. I'm sure you got some of that in the first part of the documentary, the video that we showed you just a few days ago. And before we're done this evening, I'm going to give you a little more of that official documentary that we did. You're going to see a bit more of that now. But let me just say the reason why I am promoting this episode in the way that I'm promoting it, being that I'm asking for your help, for your assistance in stopping the destruction of this hill. Now, I know when people hear about help and assistance, they think about their bank account and their bank book. We ain't asking nobody for nothing. It is not money we need, you know. For 20 years now, going on 20 years, I have been edifying the international community as it relates to this hill. I did not discover the hill. I mean, the hill has ever been there, you understand. But the point is, we have in our presence a little hill, less than 600 feet high, but yet still it's a big real estate. And it is littered with countless of megaliths, volcanic rocks. You hear me speak about this all the time. And these volcanic rocks literally protrude out of the earth as if it is the grass or the vegetation growing out of the ground. And yet still the rocks align with the movements of the heavens, the astronomical clock. Not guesswork here. Yes, you can come to Antigua and see for yourself the countless of rocks. You don't need a PhD to see that. You can see these stelae, these boulders, some of them twice the height of a regular human being. But yet still, it is the scientists, the archaeologists, and the astronomers that have come to Antigua and have done their research. And it is they that have told us in their reports that Green Castle Hill is not only an astronomical clock, it's almost like a prophetic book wherein it shows you the alignment of the movements of the heavens, the stones, the phallic stone, the vulva, aligned with the Little Dipper and the celestial North Pole at specific times. This is the scientists that are telling us this, by the way. So we have a very special treasure here in Antigua, keeping in mind that there are many megalithic sites all over the world, Stonehenge. That's why they refer to Green Castle Hill, or Mount Anu as I have called it, as the Stonehenge of the Caribbean. Why? Because Stonehenge on the 21st of December, many people are going to go to Stonehenge. Some of you listening to me, you're going to Stonehenge on the 21st of December, the 21st day of June, September and March, the spring equinox and the fall equinox. People flock to Stonehenge. People flock to the temple of the feathered snake, the temple of the sun and the moon. Why? Because these monuments and these buildings and these structures were designed, they were made, they were built to align with these special days, these key days, to align with the cardinal points of the planet, to align with the winter solstice, to align with the spring and the fall equinox. These monuments were built for that. But in Antigua, Green Castle Hill, we have a hill, a little mountain there. Nobody made this. Nobody went and put the rocks in alignment for them to align with the sun and moon and stars. No, they naturally protrude out of the earth just like the vegetation that grows out of the ground. It's almost like a miracle. That's the point. And I, for almost 20 years now, I've been going up and down Green Castle Hill, but not just going up and down. I've carried thousands of people, for sure, nationals and people from the international community. I have carried thousands of people to Green Castle Hill. This is what I am sure about. I know that I've traveled different parts of the planet teaching people about Green Castle Hill. And every time I leave somewhere, at least one or two people would follow me coming back here to see Green Castle Hill. Maybe not on the same flight, but obviously you know what I mean. When they have the time, they would come to Antigua. They would spend time in an hotel, whatever the case is, and just to experience Green Castle Hill. So we decided to literally have a big event where we are inviting the international community to join us for 7 days here in Antigua as we visit Green Castle Hill and experience the mystic and the frequency of Green Castle Hill, so we can see for ourselves the majesty of this hill and the power that it emanates. You cannot deny it once you experience it. Now, we're not going to be camping out on Green Castle Hill for 7 days. No, as I said in the previous promotion that we did, we will be having 7 days filled with activities. Those who are going to join us here in Antigua, obviously, you're going to be definitely seeing the other sides of Antigua. You know, for those of you coming out of the cold concrete jungle, I'm not going to bring you to Antigua and not let you experience the beach and experience our natural vegetation and foods and fruits and all these things that we have available for you. Of course, we have on the lineup, we have a specific wonderful gala affair in the form of a banquet that we will be putting on, of course, in respect to all the guests and visitors that will be joining us. As you know, every year I have an art competition for the children where they have to draw a African version of Christ and his mother. Well, I intend to have the prize giving ceremony at that banquet, so all of our guests that will be visiting us in December from the 18th to the 24th, you'll be there to witness the prize giving ceremony as we give the prize to the individual, to the child that would have created the artwork that won this year's competition. We intend to edify you and entertain you with some of our best artists, lecturers, our historians. We have our griot, which will be speaking to you and teaching you exactly the history of the island, so you get a better feel of exactly what is taking place when you visit us here in Antigua. And of course, the highlight of the whole 7-day event is the trip to Greencastle Hill, the morning hike and the afternoon hike. The morning hike itself will be a bit more solemn than the afternoon hike. For the afternoon hike, which will be on the 23rd, the Sunday, we intend to invite the whole nation, and that is going to be another gala affair. You understand? We'll be having yoga and these different things for those who want to feel the energy of the hill. Nyabingi drumming and different things will be taking place right here in Antigua. But what I'm saying is this: the reason why I branded this video in the sense as if we are asking for your help and your assistance. Again, when you speak of help and assistance, people think about money and their bank books and how much they can send. That is not what I am talking about. You must keep in mind that I have been advocating for years for us in Antigua to pay more attention to Greencastle Hill. For those of you who have never seen Greencastle Hill, those who have never been to Antigua to even understand what I'm talking about, just the little that you hear from me, that alone, I'm sure would convince you that there's something special about this hill. But the point is, this hill is being destroyed. Now, what kind of thing is this? They are quarry companies that are besieging the hill, basically. To the eastern side of the hill, you have the Antigua Masonry Products. You have Sami Concrete. You have another quarry establishment that has just been established around the hill, and all of them are eating away at this unique national treasure, which I consider the heart of the island, just eating away at all these megaliths that align with the heavens. And what is interesting, at the top of Greencastle Hill, you have the grave of one of their former beloved governors from London, Governor Baldwin, you understand, who asked his subordinates to bury him up there when he kicked the bucket. So you can go to the top of Greencastle Hill, just like in Zimbabwe. You can go to the top of the mountains of the Great Boulder and see Cecil Rhodes' grave. You can go to the top of Greencastle Hill and see Governor Baldwin's grave. You understand? Now, the grave is not the highlight at all of what's going on the hill, to be very honest. I've done hikes to the hill and I totally overlooked the grave, you know. But the point is, these people that are destroying the hill, they love their former slave masters so much. They love their colonializers so much. You understand? That, to be very honest, it is the grave that is at the top of that hill. That is the main reason why I am sure that they have not totally blown away that hill as yet. I'm telling you the truth. You understand? So what I would like is for my brothers and sisters in the international community, as much as you possibly can, gather yourselves together and join me here in Antigua, in Anu, from the 18th to the 24th of December, to experience for yourself Greencastle Hill, We're going to be making media presentations. So those of you who are not shy, and even those who are shy, we're going to break away the shyness. You're going to be on the radio. Okay. You're going to be on national television. You're going to be on the nightly news. Just make up your mind for that. We intend to meet with the government ministers, from the Prime Minister to the Minister of Tourism and the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Minister of the Environment. You see how we have this thing set up? The Governor General. We intend that all of our visitors and our guests will have an opportunity to meet these diplomats, the authority in the land. And you yourself, as I said, will be able to speak to the community here, the national community, because I am telling you that our people here in Antigua do not have that appreciation for Greencastle Hill. They don't speak about Greencastle Hill in the schools. When they talk about our historical sites, they speak about all kind of places that cannot nearly even begin to think about comparing it to Greencastle Hill. Fort James. If I show you Fort James, you laugh. I don't care what they say. Nobody can do me nothing. If I show you Fort James, you will laugh. Shirley Heights, Nelson Dockyard. These were forts that were built by slave labor at the hand of our enslavers like Lord Nelson and Admiral Shirley. Shirley, no man. A fella by the name of Shirley. These are the sites that they promote in their tourism magazines. I'm just telling you how it is. You know, I gotta speak clearly, you know. But they overlook Greencastle Hill. It is after years of advocating, they finally put something in their tourism magazine as it relates to Greencastle Hill. And that is because of I. I'm telling you straight. Greencastle Hill has a bit of recognition now because of the constant advocating from your brother Honorable Priest Isaac. Let's just be clear about that. You understand? But it needs more value. They need people to come from the international community and say, hey, I went up to the hill with the priest and you people are playing around here. When you come to Antigua and you see the destruction that they're doing to this hill, especially when you already understand the importance of the hill, when I take you up Greencastle Hill and you could see for miles the beauty of the land, and you could see the countless of volcanic rocks just littered all over the hill. And what makes it better, you have an understanding that these rocks are directly synchronized with the movements of the heavens. And then we carry you to the other side of the hill and see how they are damaging the hill and breaking away the hill. Almost 1/3 of the hill has already been destroyed. You may break down and cry. And this is what I'm saying. Why would we destroy such a hill when people all over the world are preserving their megalithic sites? Why would we destroy this one? And I don't think it's by mistake, because I think I have preached and teached long enough to these people here that if they were really serious, they would have already stopped the destruction of that hill. But it's just little old me. So they feel, oh, he just this Rastaman, he always saying something. Yeah, trust me. I'm not afraid to say it. I've said it before and I'll say it again. They are afraid of me. Remember, every year I come with an essay competition for Black History Month. I'm encouraging children to write essays on their African history. When CXC, this is the company that the Caribbean Examination Council, CXC refused to put African heritage and history in their school. So I take it upon myself to launch a competition every year, 5 years now. And we give out prizes, top prizes, as most of you would know, to the winners, first and second and third place in 3 different categories. And we usually do this competition from our pocket. These business people, they don't sponsor us. The Ministry of Education don't sponsor us. The cabinet and these ministers, I'm being very clear, nobody can tell me I'm lying. They do not go into their budget and sponsor the Priest Isaac's essay competition, and it's done every year. We do the art competition every so-called Christmas, where we encourage the young ones to draw a picture of an African version of Christ and his mother. And we make sure we give them prizes as well for that competition during the time of Christmas. Straight up. That is not sponsored. No assistance come nowhere for that. I'm just telling you the truth. You understand why? Because we as a people, we believe in politicians a lot. And we expect the government to help us. Not understanding that the government is maybe what you see on stage, but there are other people behind the stage that you don't see. So somebody is profiting from the destruction of that hill. I'm telling you straight, and I know more than what I'm saying. I ain't gonna come on YouTube and say all of what I know, but I'm telling you enough to know that someone is profiting from the destruction of the hill. They started to destroy the hill in the 1960s. In the 1960s. So in 1960, if you saw Greencastle Hill, you would be looking at a full hill, a hill that has not been touched. Now when you see Greencastle Hill, you're almost looking at half the hill. Wow. In a short period of 40 to 50 years, you have destroyed almost half of a hill. At least 1/3 for sure. You know, because I've never seen the full hill. When I was born, it was already, the destruction process had already begun. And in the last 3-4 years alone, the damage that has been done to the hill as if they're on rapid fire. And what makes it worse, I personally have taken the stakeholders to that hill, the owners of the quarry company, the managers I should say. I've taken the Ministry of Tourism, the Ministry of Lands, what they call DCA, that has to do with the building regulations. I've carried the different stakeholders, tourism. On many occasions, I've carried them to Greencastle Hill, and they've made promises that they would look into the destruction of this national treasure. It has been put on the national parks list, and now they're trying to take it off of the national park list. Somebody has been influencing them to take it off of national parks list when there's nothing on this island, neither your sun, your sea, nor your sand, that can compare to Greencastle Hill. You understand? So even in my book, tourism is not the first option, you know, for Greencastle Hill. It's preservation, preserving the hill. I only bring up the tourism aspect because they say, that's what they say, that tourism is everybody's business. And they say that tourism is what is going to, you know, that's the main industry here then, tourism. So if you're that serious about tourism, as you say, then come on, man. You have in your presence Greencastle Hill, megaliths. They have people all over the world that don't know about Greencastle Hill. And if they understood what Greencastle Hill was about, they would flock here every solstice and every equinox. And that is why we are having the solstice experience, the winter solstice experience 2018, from the 18th to the 24th day of December. So let me just say again, the short documentary film that we have produced, we have been showing bits and pieces of it on the YouTube, and we have a short version of that too, that we have presented here on this expression as well. If you desire the full documentary, the Greencastle Hill documentary, all you have to do is to send me an email and say, Priest Isaac, I would like to see the full documentary of Greencastle Hill, and I would send that to you right away, no problem. Also, for those who may be interested in coming to Antigua from the 18th to the 24th to spend the 7 days with us and to go up to Greencastle Hill and have an experience like none other. And still keep in mind, it's not just Greencastle Hill, you're coming to the islands. Yes, you will see the sun and the sea and the sand, and the fruits and the papaya and the guava and the natural bananas. All of that will be here for you, plus the banquet and everything else that we have planned for you. That is something that you would love to experience as well this year, 2018. So if you're interested in that, you can send me an email and tell me or ask me for the details, and I would send you the details, the itinerary, plus the package itself, and exactly how much it would cost you to have that experience with us, the winter solstice experience 2018. Let me be clear, I tried my utmost best to set up a package for you that would be, you know, extremely inexpensive. You know, obviously everything has a cost to it, so I did my utmost best to make sure I could invite as much people as possible to come with me. I don't know how much your plane ticket is going to cost. That's between you and the friendly skies. But as far as myself entertaining you, accommodating you, and feeding you, and making sure you have the best time that you can have, and of course looking into your transportation and everything, because it's an all-inclusive package that we are putting together. I'm letting you know now, before you even see the price, that it is designed specifically to make sure that you have the best time at really the best cost. Because this is not about a money-making endeavor that we are on, you know. This is about bringing an awareness to the destruction, an awareness of the destruction to the world, of the destruction, I should say, of Green Castle Hill. That's the main thing that I'm on here. I want the world to look back and see and ask themselves, why is it the people in Antigua? That's what I want. I want the world to say, why is it that the people in Antigua has such a wonderful monument, a wonderful treasure, this beautiful hill that is littered with these megaliths. I've had people up on Green Castle Hill that has been to so many different sites. I've carried people up there that has been to Antigua, Stonehenge, Machu Picchu, and they would say to themselves and say to me that, hey, I've been all over the world. I've seen almost every megalithic site. Easter Island. People that have been to Easter Island would tell me that Green Castle Hill is the apex of them all. So why would they say that when they have seen the pyramids, when they have seen Machu Picchu, when they have been to Stonehenge and Easter Island? And I would be the first to say that there's nothing that has ever been created like the pyramids. I've seen Stonehenge in Britain, and it is really, you know, it is really magnificent. Easter Island, them heads that coming out of the ground, I mean, that's another heavens altogether. Machu Picchu right up there in the high mountains, that alone is outstanding. I totally agree. But what gives Green Castle the edge is that it is fully organic. It is all natural. No chisel, no hammer, no putting nothing together. It is just stones growing out the ground like a garden. And listen to this, aligning themselves with the movements of the stars. So it must be a spiritual place. There must be some frequency and energy that is taking place there. So why are we destroying it? This is what I'm saying. So email me. You have any intentions of coming this December? Email me and I'll send you the itinerary and the information on the package, you know. And for those who may not be able to make it and would still like to play a part, well, I would tell you there is a budget that goes with the event. And when I say the budget now, this budget does not necessarily have to do with our visitors and our guests. Of course, our visitors and guests will be paying for for that which relates to them. But remember, this is an activity that is related to promotion, meaning that we want the world to know about this. So I'll be doing a lot of advertising, I'll be doing a lot of promotion. I've set up a budget that I've already given to the stakeholders, from the Prime Minister to the Ministry of Tourism and all the other ministries that I called, and all the business people here in the island. And as I said before, these are not people that support my cause. I'm not afraid nor ashamed to say so. I would hope for the day to come that I can say, oh yes, the Prime Minister gave this, and the deputy did this, and the opposition leader did this, and this man did this and did this and did that. I would hope for the day that I can say that. And those of you that are looking from outside, you can see for yourself that all we promote is righteousness and African pride and African tradition. And it's not that I'm a criminal. It is not that I'm not loved in society, but I'm not promoting Bacchanal. If this was Bacchanal, if this was Carnival, if I was promoting Santa Claus, if I was promoting something that was not for the betterment of my people, I know they would jump out of the woodworks to assist me. But I'm not into that. I'm not promoting no bikini competition, no wet t-shirt competition. If I was, I'm not asking you, they would help. I've been to people's office who say, boy, priest, things hard. And when I come out, somebody else go in. And the somebody that go in, I know them personally, and they would tell me, boy, priest, remember the day I leave the man office? The man give me a check for $7,000, you know. What was the check for? He having some kind of party, some kind of, you know what I mean, leave your underwear home and come party, and he gets $7,000. I'm not lying to you. I ain't lying to you, brother. I'm not making this up. And he gets $7,000 to promote his little no draws fete. You know, but you now promoting an essay competition or an art competition, nothing wrong with that, but you're promoting African heritage coupled with it. That's the problem. So we don't get support. We don't get support. I'm being very clear. So if you're not attending because of one reason or the other, it's not that you can't afford to come, but for one reason or the other, you can't come down to Antigua in December 2018. From the 18th to the 24th, and you would still like to support the cause that you obviously see that we are on, well, all you have to do is email me as well. I'm not asking you to send a thing. Just email me and I will send you a copy of our budget to literally make sure that this event is a success. So email me for a copy of the full video. Email me for a copy of the itinerary and the package and the cost of the package, and you can email me as well, and I will give you a copy of the budget and exactly what we need to put into this to make sure that the event is a success, in case you may feel you want to assist us in getting it off the ground. We will be very, very thankful for that. So I'm definitely looking forward to see as much as you as possible for this winter solstice to Mount Anu, Green Castle Hill. And remember, for those who may need a bit more edification, you can visit our YouTube channel. We have done several documentaries on Green Castle Hill. Outside of the one that I'll be sending you, if you desire to see the full length documentary, and plus my book, Anu, Ancient and Modern. Anu, Ancient and Modern, which is the spirit of Antigua. In that book, we go into the mystics of Antigua, the island you will be visiting, plus we highlight Green Castle Hill. When you read the book Anu, there'll be no questions to ask. You have a good idea of the reason why we need to preserve Green Castle Hill. Give thanks. Looking forward to hearing from you. Email me priestisaac27@gmail.com. Holy Emanuel I Selassie I Jah Rastafari. Alafia to each and every one. Salamta and blessed love. Honorable Priest Isaac here. It is with great joy that I am happy to announce to you that I have officially released my first ebook, Anno Ancient and Modern Revisited. This is the continuation process of our easy-to-read books. Within the pages of Anno Ancient and Modern Revisited, we take the time to show you the spiritual connection with the island of Antigua and Heliopolis in Kemet in Egypt, with the island of Antigua and the legendary continent of Atlantis. We also highlight Green Castle Hill, also known as Mount Anu, which is known as the Stonehenge of the Caribbean, with the countless of megaliths that align with the movement of the heavens. This is a must-read for all those who are students of the esoteric realms, astronomy, geology, and ancient sites. Of course, to get a copy of your book, all you have to do is to contact us at area code 1268-728-3162. Call, text, or even WhatsApp. Or you can email us at priestisaac27@gmail.com to get a copy of your ebook, Anno Ancient and Modern. It is an easy to read book, may appear light, but it is extremely heavy. Yes, I love.
Yes, I new flower this on the ends, representing the flames. Yo, the one after the Honorable Priest Isaac. Some boy fi know this. Hear me now. Antigua are the place where Priest Isaac dwell. Ancient Israel, ancient story fi tell. Yes, yes. Up a Lalibela where the monk them a dwell. With them mescal, them a broke evil spell. Priest Isaac is an angel. Mystic vibration is an angel. And them nah go rebel. In a Zion where we dwell. When we broke for them spell. Priest Isaac is an angel. Yes, he's my angel. His foundations in the wall of mountain. Priest Isaac on the wall of mountain. Him block a reverence on the wall of mountain. Him chant a psalm on the wall of mountain. But never hesitate for yell the king. I take a Isaro Einin. So proud yes to be an offspring. Mystic vibration of the people them a sing. Angel, mystic vibration is an angel, and them nah go rebel. In a Zion where him dwell. When we broke for them spell. Priest Isaac is an angel. Yes, he's my angel. Priest Isaac is an angel. Mystic vibration is an angel, and them nah go rebel. In a Zion where we dwell. When we broke for them spell. Priest Isaac is an angel. Yes, he's my angel. Trot on the banks of the gully. Isaac trod it through the hills and the valley. Trod it through the town, through the bloody city. Highly, 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 always with we. Highly, 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 I'll protect we. Highly, highly, highly.